Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And if you're wondering, Sealord, where's the Illinois review? Well, we're going to be trying out Illinois right here tonight on the channel and on Twitch for tonight's Friday night live stream. So if you want to get a glimpse at Illinois before my review goes up, check out the stream tonight right here on the channel and on Twitch around 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time. But today's subject matter is a devblog that I missed when I was out in the faraway lands of California. And boy, if you didn't like the Petropavlovsk and you thought it was busted, well, you're gonna love this new super ship that's being introduced. We have two new super ships that we already knew about, but we didn't have the details on. The first one is a super conqueror. The second one is a super Petropavlovsk, essentially. So if you'll read along as I read aloud, follow the link in the description down below. I will be reading from this article, and any relevant images or artwork I will throw up as we go through them from this article. So let's go ahead and check it out. New super ships closed testing 12.3. British super battleship Devastation. I'm actually surprised it's not a name that starts with N. So we're going places, at least with the British naming convention. And Soviet supercruiser Novosobirsk have been added to the game for testing. Up first is the Devastation, the maximum battleship embodying all the ideas of the British shipbuilding school of the 1940s concerning battleships, not constrained by the limits of the Washington Naval Treaty. The overall layout of the ship is close to the battleship Vanguard. The power plant is similar to that used on Eagle-class aircraft carriers. Devastation continues the Conqueror tech tree branch. The ship is armed with 16 419mm guns and 4 turrets, with a good firing range but a long reload time. Due to the large number of guns, the ship has a high salvo weight. Her HE shells have high damage penetration and chance cause a fire. Whoa, okay, hold up. English again. Her HE shells have high damage, penetration, and chance cause a fire. Boy, whatever they run these things through and they translate them to English, it needs some assistance. I know I misread stuff all the time, but that's bad even for me. The AP shells have low armor penetration. I'm assuming that means it has British BB and British BB, AP, and HE. Devastation is equipped with a specialized repair team consumable, which allows you to restore a large amount of HP, and also has good concealment. At the same time, the ship does not have the highest HP compared to other super battleships, as well as mediocre armor. I'm assuming that means it's probably similar to the Conqueror and the Thunderer, where it's coated in 32mm of armor. So let's see what her stats are. So she has 99,800 HP, which is, yeah, that's pretty low for a super battleship, but again, she has the dry dock heal, so who cares? Of course, 32mm of plating, 20% torpedo damage reduction, 16 419mm guns with a 24.5 kilometer main battery gun range. So the reload time is 35 seconds. Oof, that's a little rough. I mean, she does have 16 guns, and I would imagine you're probably going to be taking the reload module, so you'll be able to get that down to, what, 31, 32 seconds with 16 guns? With 16 16-inch guns, with 16 16-inch guns with British BBHE. They have a 48% chance to cause a fire, which you might read that, hear that, and think, well, that's actually kind of low for the British battleships. Well, until you consider that this ship has 16 guns, not really. What's the HE Alpha? HE Alpha is 7,200. They can pin 105mm of armor. So I guess you could say this is a Super Conqueror or a Super Marlborough, because good lord. Yeah. I mean, just shoot, with the Conqueror and the Thunderer right now, or any of the higher tier British battleships, it's really not hard to do well thanks to their British BBHE, and this is, of course, just giving you a whole lot more crap to throw out the wall, and a lot more of it's going to stick. Now, don't discount the AP either. I'm assuming it has the British BB AP, the short fuse AP, that's what they mean by low armor penetration. But I mean, like, they already clap cruisers pretty good when they connect, and now you're throwing 16 of them at the target instead of 12. So, yeah, this is, it's going to be a lot, for sure. So let's see, maximum speed 30.5 knots, so it's a little bit slower. 1020 turning circle radius, and damage con, specialized repair teams, that's all it gets. For the repair teams, It's active for 20 seconds, regens 1996 HP per second, reloads in 80 seconds, and you get 3 charges of that base. So, yeah. The Devastation is going to be pretty darn goofy. It's probably going to play like Marlborough. At least that's how I'm planning on playing it if I ever do pick it up. I don't really pick up these super ships because they're kind of just credit sinks for me. But yeah, I mean, of course, obviously I don't like super ships. I don't like that they're adding more, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Alright, now we have the Novosobirsk, which, yeah, big Petro. Big Petro. So, they say in the mid-1930s, the Soviet Union began preliminary designs of large artillery ships. And in 1934 to 1935, several big cruiser projects armed with 240mm and 250mm guns were developed. In February of 1936, the Department of Shipbuilding of the Naval Forces Directorate of the Red Army formed. God, what's with communist governments and, like, naming things with, like, full sentence descriptions of what they are? Jeez. Formed the first tactical and technical specifications for battleship and cruiser projects. Engineers were tackled the design of a heavy cruiser. Okay, English. Issuing 4 versions of a preliminary design with guns ranging from a caliber 254 to 305mm guns. In the end, the cruiser project resulted in the B-type battleship of Projects 25 and 64, and the idea of building a heavy cruiser was returned in the late 1930s, with Project 69. Nice. In the case of a heavy cruiser built in the second half of the 1930s, its completion before World War II would have been unlikely and would have more than likely been completed by the 1960s as a convoy escort ship, supporting for landing operations and as the flagship of the Expeditionary Squadron in the Mediterranean Fleet. In the Navy in the tech tree, Novosobirsk follows Petropavlovsk. She's armed with 9 254mm main battery guns and 3 turrets. The guns are distinguished by a good range, flat shell ballistics, and high accuracy at short distances. However, as the firing distances increase, accuracy deteriorates, so it's got the Soviet battleship dispersion gimmick. The ship's AP shells have a reduced ricochet chance and good armor penetration, Soviet AP, while HE shells deal low damage, like Petropavlovsk's HE. The ship has no torpedo armament. Novosobirsk has a large HP pool and a high level of protection against HE shells, but low maneuverability and high detectability. The ship's equipment is represented by a surveillance radar with a high range but a short operating time, Russian radar, repair party, and hydroacoustic search, or DFA to choose from in one slot. Sounds very Soviet large cruiser here. So 254mm guns, those are big guns, especially with the Soviet shell ballistics. If you guys don't know, the Petro and the Moskva both have 220mm guns. And that is, shoot, if you haven't been shot in the soft bits of your ship by Soviet AP, good luck with that, because those cruiser caliber guns hurt like hell when they connect with your citadel. And that's why the Soviet cruisers, even though they are cruisers and their guns are cruiser caliber guns, they do most definitely feel like battleships when they do connect with your citadel. But this thing has even bigger ones. So she has 65,800 HP, 25mm plating. Now, of course, we don't have the armor profile just yet, but I'm going to assume it's probably going to have some type of icebreaker bow like most of the Soviet large ships do. 25% torpedo damage reduction, 3x3 254s, 19km maximum range. Let's see. Her chance to causing a fire with her HE is 16%. Her HE off is 3,550. Her AP shells do a maximum damage of 6,900. Nice. 900 meters a second initial AP velocity, because we're just going to burn the rifling right out of those barrels. A 14-second base reload time. A Sigma of 2.05. What is... I need to look at the Devastation. What is the Devastation Sigma? 1.0. Okay, that's, again, not bad with 16 guns. Okay, so... yeah, you know, it's going to come down to the armor on the Novosobirsk, because, yeah, the guns... We know the guns are going to be good, but what's the armor going to be like? Again, I'm assuming with how all the other large cruisers go, large Soviet ships go, it's going to have some type of icebreaker that's going to make it pretty good at tanking. Now, it does actually look like, from the picture provided here in the DevBlog, she is standing up out of the water a fair amount. The Petropavlovsk, if you go back to before they lowered her in the water, I'm sorry, raised her in the water, it was like, God, it looked like there was nothing between the deck and the water. But with the Novosobirsk here, it looks like she's fairly exposed, so maybe like more Stalingrad-y, where she's super tanky from the front, and then you get to the side and it just dies. That's how most Soviet large ships go. And surveillance radar, 15-second runtime, and a range of, what's the range? 12 kilometers, yep, Soviet radar. And it runs for 120 seconds, I'm sorry, it regens in 120 seconds. God, running for 120 seconds would be crazy. 3 charges of that. Repair party, 28-second runtime, 329 HP per second, and 3 charges of that base. Alright guys, so that's the two new super ships that are coming out to terrorize us in game. Let me know what you guys think about these ships in the comments down below. I hope to catch you guys on stream tonight with checking out the Illinois, along with probably the Trouble in the Hot Tub mode as well. So if you guys enjoy, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the way to 50,000 subs, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Hope you all have a wonderful Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and hope to catch you guys in the next one.